Hello, hello. It is me, the one and only, the true one and only. The only one who is. I have been thinking and considering how to correctly move on from this point. And what I think is that the correct way to move forward and determine whether an object is in front or behind so it doesn't do that is with doing what we learned last time. So this. If the object is not directly in front of it, we do things. Okay. So I already have all of this. How do I do it the way I'm thinking? Okay. Okay. Oh, it is? What about now? I have no idea. Hey, how you doing? I have no idea how audio works, and I have no idea how to turn it up or down, so I'm just gonna... I think it was just also I was speaking a little bit quietly. Thank you for joining me in the void. Okay, so now var right is equal to camera dot global transform dot basis dot x and direction is var side is equal to nope, it is exclusion minus global position normalized. Does this crash? It does instantly. Hooray. Dot. Is it transformer position? I forget. It is global position normalized. And from the way I'm reading that dot functions and variables work, var check is equal to right dot with side. Now I'm simply going to print check. See what this does. Print check. There we go. Ding, 0. That one was 0.7, negative 0.6. Awesome. This is just determining whether the object is to the left or to the right. What this is doing is just determining if the object is to the left or to the right of the actual object. So what I do now is I take all of this and I delete it. And I do if check is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then end rotation is equal to camera dot rotation dot wait. You're supposed to add simply. Wait a minute. Okay, so and specifically, I forget how I specifically do it. It's right. It's just right. Pi divided by 2 is 90 degrees. So if I go here and I do this, then end rotation is equal to camera dot rotation dot y plus plus pi divided by 2. So that's how that is. If check is greater than 0, then this happens. Else it is minus. Well, that right. I need to how do I use how do I say this? Because I know that there's a way to get about. Right, it's is equal approx. So if d dot is equal approximately to 1, And non-existent function call is equal to prox. Oh, no, it's if is equal to approx d to 1. They are I'm trying to get rid of floating point variables, which are very, very annoying. Don't print D, print this, because I feel like I'm going mad. What do you mean false? What do you mean false? It's lying to me. It is absolutely true. That is, the numbers, it's so close. Oh my. Wait a minute, I feel like I'm going mad. Okay. Okay, so D is the direction not normalized. That doesn't work because I'm using them for slightly different things. So check is 0.0. Why are you rotating to the right? You're cheating. If x is greater than 0, I can't test it, but why? This should be true. It's so... This is supposed to be if this number is close enough to this number, it should do it, and D is incredibly close to 1 because it's by... It's supposed to work, but it simply isn't. I don't... Exclusion, don't get there. That's what I didn't... That one I didn't need, but... Oh, come on, you're lying. I know you're lying. Okay, there we go. That's how you add a tolerance. If the absolute value of d minus 1 less than 0.01, what is this? That is minus plus it's working beautifully. Oh yeah, baby. Do you see it? The ability to move. It's perfect, and it will cause no problems, and it will continue working forever. Everybody knows this. And even when currently, however, I'm going through the wall. That is the slight issue. Okay, so now turn around, rotate towards rotation speed. Timer, turn around. Okay, so now I want to do an if-else for the crouch and the sprinting. So you turn around faster when you're standing and slower when you're crouching. Slat export var rotation speed sprint equal to just a number. Export var rotation speed crouch is equal to the number, low number. Now we do some calculations. Rotate camera. Now the way turnaround works is that it just turns around at 90 degrees. The timer is 90 degrees divided by rotation speed. So the rotation speed is incorrect. It is if movement sprint check. It's true. So if the player is moving at a sprint speed, if movement crouch check, if the player is moving at a crouch speed, and just an else, where if the player is doing neither at all, you get this. So sprint, rotation speed, crouch, and if will rotate is true, then what we do is this, and this function is into here, here, and here. Rotation speed, this one is cut out. If the camera is rotating, if the player is sprinting, sprint, crouch, and normal. So now for movement, rotation speed normally should be, let's say, 5, 10, and 2. Why not? Let's see how this works. Ah, it breaks. I think it's because the timer takes... Because I think it starts 2 timers. Turn around or move to point. Yeah, a timer is started here. Meaning I essentially need to run a calculation. Essentially, I already have the time. The time once the timer starts, and it is dependent on the speed the player is moving. So I could make the rotation dependent upon the speed by making it so the player essentially rotates equal to the player's movement speed, so they're equal. Using this timer, so it already has the time on... Oh, it's because... Wait, no, it's... This is on turn around. That is correct, meaning it only does if it... This timer is... Wait a minute. There is a weird delay there, where the timer start is equal to pi plus the direction. Plus that, so the end rotation is simply the camera plus y, so yeah, so pi is 180 degrees. So you start it for pi divided by the rotation speed. It should be correct, because I know this because it's perfect for the normal rotate around. It's perfect for the sprint one. But it's not perfect for the crouch one for one reason or another. And also, I'm going to change this so it's not really confusing at a glance. There we go. Turn around action, so the camera rotate toward, from the camera global rotation to the end rotation at rotation. Ah, this is the issue. At rotation speed. Turnaround action, this also needs essentially this copy. If my sprint speed is this, then rotation speed sprint. If this, then this, but crouching. And else, if neither, then it's normal. There we go. That should be correct. I'm going to have to edit that because that is really slow. It's also weirdly warbling the camera. It's almost nauseating. I have no idea what's causing that. I think the first solution is to increase this to 3. Yeah, that's less nauseating. Still weird, really weird looking. And I also need to change this issue. Excuse me? Why didn't it not work the first time? I'm also clipping through the wall, so I want the player to walk forward for half a second and then move to the rotation. So move. I'm going to need a second timer. Move pause timer. I'm going to add another timer. Move forward timer. This one will also be one shot. Signals on timing out. On movement. What we do is simply move for a tiny amount of time when the player is moving. Originally, move to point is created. So where is timer is at export var. No, that's Q export. At export var timer. Move forward is a timer. We go to here, assign that as the move forward timer. Now we set it for, let's say, 1/5 of a second when we move to point. And a variable connected to it, which is var move forward, which equals false when move to point is called. Timer move forward dot start a timer of 0.25 seconds, so 1/4 of a second. We might need to edit this to the correct amount. So now what we do is move to point. This is only called no, this is just called if this just takes care of that. So if move forward equals true, which it will. If move forward does not equal true, you do this. Else else, what I do is, how do I say this? Okay, so player dot position it's this player dot position is equal to move to point at movement speed. I might need to just edit this, edit to copy that over, but for now, this is just a test. What I then do is, however, it is not moving to move point, it is moving to camera dot global transform dot basis dot z. What does that do? So, oh wait, first of all, it is equals true. So how does this work? On cam timer timeout. And let's exaggerate this for 5 seconds. Move forward equals false. Just for okay. So f equals false. That moves speed sprint dot delta negative. And we put that back at 0.25. What in the world? Who needs the corners? Who needs the corners? Who needs the corners? This is looking very terrible, and I'm trying my best. This might be a flawed way to do it. I could do it another way. Right now, I think this is inherently flawed. It is the first way I came up with it after all, but to move him essentially just a step forward and then a step to the side. You know, that's just the direction. So the direction is +1 in a sense. How does that? Oh, wait. Basis of this, the basis of this transform is composed of 3 axes. Rotation, scale, and shear. So I'm specifically trying to grab. Nope. There we go. Back to only one error. Hooray. Operates for a vector 3. So 0, 0, 1. This is an error because yeah, that just breaks everything. So work. Ah. It doesn't? Oh, because it's moving to itself. That's... Because this is just the direction. It's not moving towards an object, meaning var point is equal to not the basis, just the transform z. Why are you giving me an error? I hate you. I hate all of you. I hate, but it's the good kind of hate. The kind that makes you angry, you know? That's the good kind of hate. I am... Wow, how did I break you? How did I break you? How did I break you? Okay, how about I go out? I go here, disconnect it, delete it, go back to the script, kill this piece of code, scroll to the top, delete this, delete this. How did I break you? I didn't do anything. It's just moving around. What? Oh, is it that? Are you fine now? That's the current issue. However, I want you to take a step forward and then right. Yes. In the... I need to make the movement happen in 2 small stages. Okay, so the way I want it to do it is, it's very simple. Okay, so you will be the first test if you're sprint. So this is the normal movement speed. Okay, so I am going to create some variables for you. At export var step distance is equal to 1, so I can change it. Var point step is set as a vector 3 and move stage var stage m for move is 0. Now what we do is get what I like to call as funky. And move to point is called, what we do is move, no, it's stage m is equal to the first stage. And what is the other one I set called again? And point step is equal to camera dot global position plus negative of camera. Oh no, it is player dot global position plus the negative of camera dot global transform dot basis dot z multiplied by step distance. Once we're in here, if stage m is equal to 1, which it is, the player does not do this. The player something similar to, yeah, so the player is moving towards not the move point, but the point step at the normal move speed multiplied by delta, obviously. If the player is global position dot distance to the point step is less than, it's close enough, then move then stage m is equal to 2. Else, how does this do it? Yes, I'm avoiding corners. I can avoid corners. I feel like Yeah, baby. No longer clipping into walls. Okay, so I will also add 0 point, like a literal 1/10 of a second to the timer to make sure that everything does the way it's supposed to. So, is there juddering? Now what we do is we take this, Control V, crouch, crouch, Control V again. This one will be sprint, sprint. And also, I just realized I don't need this since the result is the same. I can just copy. If this or that is true. Beautiful. Ah. That is a thing. Okay, so implement a move buffer system where what I just noticed is that if you are moving and you start holding the shift, once you get to the next point and press the next location, nothing will you won't be moving faster because the move isn't buffered. Where if you are holding sprint, wait, I can just change this to if you're holding it, right? No, because that'll toggle it on and off perpetually. So if I crouch, yeah, it is moving rather robotically. It does take the step forward, takes the step forward, and then it moves in a weird line. It is better than it was before since I'm no longer clipping into things that I'm moving around as I'm moving around, though, which is good. I think, however, I can play around with this. If I go to movement, inspector, step distance, if I do this as this, The player does rotate instantly, right? Yeah, they instantly start rotating. So what I can do is rotate camera. If stage M is equal to 1 is equal to 2. Then you actually rotate. So what this will do is, I mean, it won't work immediately, but you move forward and then rotate. If I set this to 1, it should be I think, however, it's yeah, it's slightly angling me again. So a 20th of a second is, I think, how much you need to cover that distance. So that looks much better. You move forward and then take a turn. That's great! I'm doing it! Now we start the most difficult part of it. That is leaning around corners. If you want to learn how to lean along corners, don't look at me. Is that problem still happening? Yeah, it prioritizes that. I could always just make the turn around just the very middle of the screen, but that feels lazy. That feels really lazy. Everything is going a-okay. Okay, so the next step, I think, is I'll get crouch toggle turnaround action. I think first of all, for better organizational purposes, we take this. Oops. Take this and we move it to where the rotation functions are. Now that we've done that, it just looks better. And it allows me to offer a physical separation right here. That just separates it from just visually. It's better organization. I organized. Hooray. And I can start labeling before I continue. This will check to see the camera rotation needed. No function. I know how all of this works. I always do. Out of curiosity. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, so if you are crouching and sprinting, so where does this work? Okay, so camera to position. If get is crouching, then you crouch. If is crouching and movement dot get is sprinting. This is false. There we go. So crouch. So why? If cam to player is literally always true. Okay, because it only cam to position, it's checked every frame, meaning if you are not sprinting, oh, because of get is crouching, wait a minute. I don't know what is happening. I do know that I stopped you from being able to sprint crouch, and I can no longer crouch again. And I've broken it. I've broken it. Hooray. Oh, right, because it's just... Okay, how about this? How about this? If is moving is true, then you return that. Else, return... What do I return? Is crouch. Do the same here. If is moving, return this. If else, return is sprint. Boom, baby. Now you can just move normally. And yeah. Yeah. Nope. I think that's all for today. I don't have anything else to do. I know that tomorrow or in 2 days I'm going to start trying to do the, what do you call it, the leaning mechanic, where essentially I'm going to want the player to move to points and being able to hold a button, being able to lean around corners, and I have no idea how I'm going to get that done. I do know that I am going to need access to this here button to be able to disable it. While I am holding on to dear life, I am also going to really quickly... Nope, not you. Move you out. You are going to be the area. I'm going to grab all 4 movement points. Jam them in here for organizational, and look how good that looks. Nope, these are MPs. And this is the area. Yippee-ki-yay. Long God save the Queen. Whatever. I will see you guys later. I have stuff and or things to do. Most of them relating to eating food. So I'll catch you all in the flip side. Thank you for watching if you are. And yeah, cheers.